Hello, my name is Camila Zucchiani, and I am here to talk about some of the difficulties that come with mediation. We have to recognize that mediators are human. We have the human urge to express our opinions, feel heard, and we want to work toward a solution. It's only natural to want to fix it. And we want to be able to seek guidance and work through our problems with others and seek out different opinions. When we're a mediator, there's certain things that come up that we have to inhibit ourselves from taking advantage of our humanity and put ourselves outside of what is important to us and what we need, and focus more on the needs of the participants in the mediation, because that's our job. So to start with the first of the difficulties, because there's so many, but I only picked three, that I chose to talk about here, particularly pertaining to mediation. The first is protecting privacy. I know I'm a chatterbox, and I also really find it helpful to talk through some problems to find solutions with several parties. And that's sort of what the disputants are doing when they come to see me as a mediator. We want to get a second opinion, to seek help on something that happened in a mediation session. We may want to vent for self-care and support. We might find that the confidentiality necessary to keep as a mediator makes it more difficult for us to stay true to the promise that we made to the participants of the mediations that we help with. The mediations that we lead are beholden to our confidentiality. And if someone like myself that where it is important to me, and one of the values I hold dear is to be able to lean on the people I have strong relationships with to help relieve some of the burden that I have, that will definitely come into conflict with my role as a mediator when it comes to protecting others' privacy. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, this one's a big one, especially because for me in particular, I will let you know how I feel with my nonverbals before you hear my voice. And I understand that as a mediator, you have to show impartiality. You don't want to express, even with your nonverbals, even with your tone of voice, with a scrunchy scowl, or even looking the wrong way. You don't want to make those nonverbals make others feel uncomfortable, make others feel like you're not impartial. You want to make sure to keep those in check, but it's normal. It's human nature to express yourself, and you're hearing some information, and it's normal to express it, and your body feels it and expresses it before you can probably catch it. So we need to maintain that neutrality. We need to understand how we come off to others in our nonverbals, and keep in check those normal, unintentional body language. Like, our body has information or feelings, and they must be controlled. That in and of itself is a job. And on top of all the other things that we have to handle as mediators. And that's what makes it difficult. To that point, another thing that makes it very difficult in being a mediator is to not focus on the solution. I ran into this quote in a class about understanding unconscious bias. But when you're trying to help people focus on particular things and also redirect, in a parenting class, we learned about redirecting children, and you can do that and with anything. It's a social, a psychological concept. When you're thinking about don't focus on the solution, that's the only thing you're going to think about. But we want to help others find a solution. That's why we're here. We want to help people make those judgments, but it's not our place as mediators. So there's conflict there within us about wanting to find a solution, but it not being ours to find. We have to control ourselves in the way that we lead mediations in order for us not to be leading toward a solution that we're biased toward. Check a bias. We want to maintain impartiality, but we're torn between our stake and like we want to pick sides, good and evil. Like we want good to win, so we're going to root for the good. There's no such thing. We cannot focus on finding a solution because that's not the point. The job for me is to help the disputants understand how to communicate in order for them to resolve however way that they want, whether the resolution is a solution or whether the resolution is something completely else. So those three things are what makes it difficult for me in particular in mediation to take charge and take myself out of the picture. When it comes to those difficulties, though, there is no quick fix, but when we try to redirect others like the elephant, we don't want to tell them to not do the thing. When we try to help ourselves not do the thing, we want to focus on what it is that we should be doing. So rather than don't grimace when someone says something horrible, or don't try to find a solution or fix their problem, or when we think, oh, I don't talk to nobody about this. I can't believe they're going through it. I have to tell someone because this is ridiculous what these people are talking about. No, we want to be able to focus on our job and what we're doing in order to take away those like contradicting issues that we have, that I personally have with mediation. So when I'm in a mediation, I would rather focus my attention on, rather than don't focus on a solution, I would focus rather on the conflict transformation rather than focusing on a thing that would make someone uncomfortable because of rolling my eyes or something. I don't have the wherewithal to roll my eyes because I'm focused not on the specific things that they're saying. I'm focused on finding the empowerment, the recognition. I'm trying to take them from one place to the other. That's my job, and that's what I'm doing. So when I'm focused on these things, the solutions will come. I will not make weird judgments with my facial expressions or body language because I'm solely focused on this. So my focus will not be on that. I won't even have to talk to anyone else about the specific things that they are disputing about because that's confidential, but that won't be a problem for me because all I'm focused on is taking care of getting them from a place of weakness to strength and a place of self-absorption to responsiveness. When I'm focused on that, the three things that I mentioned that were stopping me or giving me a hard time within a mediation, those things are, I don't want to say completely eliminated, but they are squelched, taken care of, because I'm using this stuff. I find it very helpful, and I hope that others can find it helpful as well. Well, those were the three difficulties that I found in mediation. I want to thank you for sticking around through the whole presentation